sudden coming across my feed was one Brianna Turner from the Indiana Fever.
The Indiana Fever have made waves this offseason with a series of roster moves that fans thought would set them up for a serious championship push. The team had been firing on all cylinders, securing key players and building what seemed like a promising foundation for the upcoming season. But everything took a sharp turn when they signed Brianna Turner, a move that instantly stirred up a whirlwind of controversy and has left fans questioning the Fever's strategy. Brianna Turner, a seasoned player in the WNBA, is known for her exceptional defensive skills. A two-time WNBA All-Defensive First-Team selection, she's a force on the boards and in the paint. Her defensive prowess is undeniable, and she has a track record of success, including an NCAA national championship with Notre Dame. By all measures on paper, Turner is a valuable addition to any team, especially one like the Fever that has been in need of defensive stability. Yet her signing didn't exactly go as planned. Instead of being the fresh start that fans hoped for, Turner's arrival has ignited a firestorm of frustration, especially among Indiana Fever fans. The trouble started almost immediately after the announcement of Turner's signing. While most free agents take the opportunity to hype up their new team and show excitement about joining the organization, Turner's first public statement was anything but conventional. Rather than the usual "excited to be here" message, Turner came out swinging, posting a tweet that seemed to be a direct confrontation with the Fever fan base. Her message to fans was clear: don't expect her to conform to their expectations. In fact, she made it known that she wasn't interested in appeasing anyone, stating that if people didn't like her, they could simply follow, mute, or block her. The backlash was immediate and intense. Fans who had been hoping to see their team make strides toward a title found themselves in disbelief. The move from a hopeful, promising offseason to a reality of growing tension was jarring. It felt like the Fever had just signed their star player's biggest critic. Brianna Turner had spent the previous year publicly calling out Caitlyn Clark, the Fever's star, and Iowa fans. She had posted criticism online every time Iowa played, and it seemed like every time someone defended Clark, Turner was there to stir the pot. It wasn't subtle, and it wasn't behind closed doors. Turner was vocal, and she wasn't backing down. She even went so far as to openly attack Iowa fans and Fever supporters on social media. Now, just months later, Turner was suddenly part of the Fever. Fans were furious and confused. How could the team sign a player who had spent so much time attacking their star player? It felt like a betrayal, and it raised legitimate questions about the Fever's decision-making process. Had the front office not done their homework? Had they not realized what kind of impacts this would have on the fan base, not to mention the dynamic between Turner and Caitlyn Clark? The idea of bringing in a player who had been so openly hostile toward the team's key player seemed at best misguided. As if that wasn't bad enough, Turner didn't exactly help her cause with her response to the backlash. Instead of offering a more measured or diplomatic statement, she doubled down. She told fans that she wouldn't tolerate criticism, and she made it clear that she wasn't going to change for anyone. "I will not bend the knee or change my online advocacy efforts to appease others," she tweeted. "I will not tolerate discrimination." While her stance on standing up for her beliefs is commendable, this particular response felt out of place, especially considering the context. Fans weren't necessarily angry because she had strong opinions or advocated for causes she believed in. It was the fact that her actions seemed to directly undermine the very team she had just signed with. Instead of embracing her new team and its fan base, Turner was on the defensive, alienating the very people who would be crucial to her success in Indiana. For Fever fans, this was a classic case of feeling disrespected. They had just seen their team make a series of moves that appeared to be headed in the right direction. The Fever were becoming a team to watch, with championship aspirations. But now, this signing felt like a monkey wrench had been thrown into the works. The chemistry between players is vital to success, and suddenly there was a cloud hanging over the team that hadn't existed before. Fans were rightfully concerned about how Turner's history of public animosity toward Caitlyn Clark would affect the locker room. If the two players couldn't find common ground, it could set the Fever back significantly. Turner's combative stance on social media was problematic, especially given the tension surrounding her signing. The Fever were hoping to build a cohesive, championship-caliber team, not one marred by internal strife and public feuds. And with Turner openly challenging the fanbase from day one, it raised alarms about the potential for off-the-court drama to spill over into the season. But what's even more perplexing is the question of why the Fever made this move in the first place. What was the reasoning behind signing a player who had been so vocal in her opposition to the team's star? Did the front office think that Turner's defensive capabilities would outweigh any potential locker room drama? It's clear that they saw something in her as a player, but it's equally apparent that they underestimated the fan base's loyalty and the importance of chemistry within the team. Some fans tried to remain hopeful, acknowledging Turner's defensive skills and experience. They hoped that perhaps once the season began and Turner was focused on basketball, the tensions would fade. If she could contribute on the court, then maybe, just maybe, fans would warm up to her. But the fear of the drama spilling over into the team's performance lingered. No one wants to see a team with championship potential fall apart because of off-court distractions, and no one knows how Turner will handle the pressure of playing under such scrutiny. Now the question on everyone's mind is whether the Fever made a huge mistake. Did they just cost themselves a shot at a championship by signing Brianna Turner? It's not just about her performance on the court, though that will certainly be crucial. It's about whether she can mesh with the team, put aside past differences, and gain the trust of both her teammates and the fan base. Fans are already analyzing every move, every gesture, and every tweet. If Turner so much as looks at Caitlyn Clark the wrong way, it could set off a firestorm of criticism. The margin for error is razor thin, and the pressure is mounting. If the Fever are going to have a successful season, Turner will need to prove herself. She can't just talk about her defensive prowess, she needs to show it on the court. And she can't continue to alienate the fan base with her combative attitude. If she can build chemistry with Caitlyn Clark, stay focused on basketball, and let her game do the talking, then maybe the Fever can still live up to their championship aspirations. But if she can't handle the pressure, if the off-court drama takes center stage, it could unravel everything the Fever have worked for this offseason. In the end, this move could either be a genius play by the Fever front office or a disastrous misstep that cost them a shot at the title. Time will tell whether the signing of Brianna Turner will pay off, but for now, the drama surrounding her arrival has added a layer of uncertainty that fans are struggling to shake off. The stakes have never been higher, and the Fever have put all their chips on the table. Let's just hope they can make it work, because if they don't, it's going to be a long, difficult season ahead.